Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl SkottyChelsea back at you with a brand new video. So today guys, I'm going to show you exactly how I lay this lace frontal sew-in after I give it a wash and everything. So I'm going to show y'all how I do that. Y'all keep watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I cannot say it enough. Subscribe, y'all. Subscribe. So, and also make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you can get a notification every single time that I post a video. So let's get into this tutorial. So y'all, I'm gonna start by brushing the hair out, starting with the ends and then working my way up to the top. Okay, so now that the hair is all brushed out, I realized that I do have a few roots that are still wet. So I'm gonna take the blow dryer and I'm just gonna run it through those spots so that we can be completely dry and ready for a flat iron. Well, that was a good blow dryer, wasn't it? Okay. So what we're gonna do next is, of course, brush this out, sis. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flat iron the entire head except the lace part because I want to save that part to do the lace, and then we're gonna go back and flat iron the rest, just so it can all come together. So let's get all of that started. Before we start our flat iron, we are going to just put a little bit of oil on the hair. This is going to protect the hair from heat damage and also just give it a little bit of moisture and shine. Not putting a lot at all. Like, this is literally all you need. We're not putting a lot. This is for the entire head. The reason why we're not putting a lot, as you can see, this is not a lot. This is all we're doing. And the reason why we're not putting a lot is because we don't want the hair to start weighing down. We don't want it to look super greasy and oily. We just need it to have a little bit of protection and a little bit of shine. So I'm just gonna run my fingers through it. I'm gonna make sure I get those ends and put this oil all through the hair. So I'm gonna take the last 2 rows of my sewing and I'm gonna start with that to flat iron. So now we're just gonna go through and flat iron section by section. We want this to be a straightened look. So let's get to it. So y'all, I know it looks like I'm going super fast, but I'm actually going pretty slow so that the heat can pass through each strand of hair. And then I also went ahead and flat ironed majority of the hair off camera. Now that I'm at the lace part, I wanted to show y'all some techniques to keep this all flat without having a hot comb. I only have a flat iron, so I'm going to show you how I managed to keep it laid without a hot comb. So this back part, this is where my lace starts. I'm gonna take the last part inside of the lace and I'm gonna pull that with my finger. I'm not doing a straight line. I wanted to pull it with my finger on purpose so that it doesn't show like a line cut through to make that blend in with the rest of the sewing. And we're gonna just go ahead and flat iron that all together. Y'all, honestly, I really don't think this hair is meant to be straightened because the ends are kind of like this instead of like laid and silky looking. So I'm gonna try to add a little bit more oil to the ends and see if that helps. But if not, your girl is going for curls because I cannot with the dry ends. Okay, y'all, so now that I'm starting to flat iron the lace part, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take each little section, I'm gonna part it in small parts. I don't have clips. Why don't I have clips? I do not know. the way we're gonna keep this flat is you wanna make sure first of all that you are pulling it downwards. I'm gonna hold the flat iron like this with the tiniest bit of space between it, just so that this is gonna allow the steam from the flat iron to come through. If you keep it closed, it doesn't come through as much. So I say keep it open about this much, and we're gonna lay that on top of the roots. And you wanna kind of just drag it as you're doing it, because you don't want it to sit on there. It's gonna create that flat iron mark. And we don't want any lines or anything, guys, so we're just gonna go through and make sure we get the roots and come out with a smooth base. Ow! Keep going. Oh, it's so red. It's so red. I hate doing my hair. It's just so dangerous. It's just really dangerous. I'm gonna go through each section and we're just gonna do that same method for each part. So y'all, now that we are all flat ironed out, we're gonna work on the front of the hair, which is our baby hairs and all of that good stuff. So we're gonna start by pulling the lace back. We have to protect our own edges. So what we're gonna do is start with our Got to Be Glued. I got this from Walgreens. It was only about $6. So I'm just gonna start by laying my edges back with a little bit of this gel. So I'm gonna take my little edge brush. It has a comb on one end and a brush on one end, and this is specifically for edges. I'm gonna take this and brush down my edges. Now I'm going to take my blow dryer on low and I'm going to just smooth those edges down and dry them down. So now we're going to pull our lace forward. I'm going to put it in a scrunchie even though I just flat ironed it. I'm going to put it in a scrunchie. I'm just not going to put it super tight so that it doesn't have too many dents, but we need it out of our way so that we can get straight to this lace. So y'all, we're gonna start by making sure that our lace comes all the way to the front. Measure where we want to glue it down, well, stick it down it, gel it down it, and then we're gonna start pulling it back. We're just gonna go piece by piece, starting with the middle. So I'm gonna take my Got to Be Glued gel. I'm putting the tiniest bit on my finger. Just a drop, it's enough. And I'm going to lay that across the middle. And I want it super smooth. And so we're gonna dry that gel just a little bit on low. I don't wanna dry it completely, but I want it to get to the point where it's sticky and it's going to hold. We're gonna dry the rest with the lace on it. Make sure that no baby hair is under the lace. You need to pull it all back and make sure because the lace is gonna roll, just make sure it's not rolled up. Pull it forward, lay it down, smooth out those edges. Lay them to your forehead. And while I'm doing this, you're gonna have to multitask. I am going to comb out the baby hairs so that the gel doesn't stick to it, while also using the back of it to mold the lace down to my forehead. And also I'm just gonna keep going back and forth with combing the baby hairs out so that they don't stick to the lace. Okay, so now guys, for this part, I had to definitely multitask. I had to unroll the lace with the comb and then smooth it down at the same time. So this part can be very tedious if the lace starts to roll. But as you can see here, I'm just lifting it with the comb and then smoothing it back down. Y'all, this is how it looks once we have gelled down all of the edges. Some parts don't look as natural as I would like it to. It looks a little bit white on the side. This side came out actually pretty good, like really good. But this side, I want to put just a little bit of makeup on it so that it can seem as natural as possible. So I am gonna go in my Profusions Cosmetics Ultra Warm palette. I'm gonna take the most neutral toned color closer to my skin. So I think I'm gonna go with, is it this one or this one? It's somewhere between these two that I like to use. I'm gonna figure it out right now. And I'm just using like a simple eye crease brush. And I'm going to tap it onto the lace. And I'm gonna take a smaller brush to do my part. Okay, so let me just say this. I was not born with natural, you know, curly baby hairs and all this stuff. Actually, I don't have baby hairs at all. I really don't. So this whole part is a learning process for me. I'm still learning it. So do not judge your girl on the baby hairs. Let's do this. So I'm gonna pull all of my baby hairs to the front. So y'all, because I'm not good with baby hairs, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my little brush and I'm gonna put the smallest amount of foaming mousse on the brush, and I'm gonna do the baby hairs that way. The reason I'm doing it like this is because I don't want to put mousse all around the baby hairs, and I'm not good with it enough to do it quickly. So I'm gonna take my time and just do a little bit at a time so that the lace doesn't lift. This is the Original from Morocco Style and Shine Foaming Mousse. So I'm just gonna put the tiniest bit on my brush. Literally the tiniest, y'all. And I'm gonna start with the middle hairs. Now I'm just gonna put this blow dryer on low and blow dry back the edges. For our flyaways at the top, what we're gonna do is we can do two things. You can either use your mousse, just put a little tiny dab and slick them down with that, or you can use some hairspray, some holding hairspray to keep that down. I'm actually gonna do both actually. So I'm gonna put the tiniest dab, rub that together, and lay down all of the flyaways. And then I'm gonna take my hairspray and I'm just gonna make sure I hold those in place. So now we can check on our baby hair. Pull my band off from the top. Let's see how they came out. Y'all, I'm horrible at baby hair. I'm so horrible at baby hair. I seriously am, but it's okay. Long as the front looks good, it should be fine. I'm so drunk though because it really like, it's not horrible, but I did have to put that part right there. But the rest is gonna stay how it is. I'm not doing anything else to it because I don't want to mess it up. But this is the finishing look, guys. I started off doing a straight, like bone straight look, but I realized that this hair just is not good for a straight look. This hair cannot be straightened and look like silky and flowy and stuff like that. So after I realized that it just was not working for me, I decided to just put a little conditioner on my hands, rub it together with some water, and I just ran my fingers through the hair because I really like how it looks with when it's just wet. So I did some conditioner and some water and I just ran my fingers through the hair and it came out like this. So now I have like this straight wavy look going on and I actually like it. Like, I think it's really pretty.